Literacy and numeracy are the most important foundational skills.
Literacy is important as basically it's the crux of everything that we do.
Having literacy competence impacts students' ability to learn and earn beyond their K-12 experience.
The purpose of our federal education programs in Georgia is to build upon and provide additional resources for what the state itself has already determined is important. And for us, literacy is what's important.
The Get Georgia Reading campaign has pulled together all of our state agencies to ensure that all children are on the path to reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade. And this shared goal is also the goal of the Georgia Department of Education.
We create the conditions necessary for all children to be able to learn to read, and then read to learn. The challenge? Create a common agenda. One shared framework that would guide our new approach. It must apply at the state level, the community level, and the child level.
Within the federal programs here at the Georgia Department of Education, community and family engagement is obviously a key component of what we do, and supporting parents to ensure that they're also working on literacy and improving student reading in the home is key. For example, in the 21st Century Community Learning Centers program, this past summer, we were fortunate enough to benefit and be able to provide books that the department received directly to our families, along with some instruction on how to use those books to enforce and develop the reading skills over the summer.
Our project, which has evolved into about 300 schools, serves kids birth through grade 12. And through the work, we've kind of gotten to the point where we realized that Tier 1 instruction, which would incorporate knowledge building for all kids, regardless of whether they are gifted or special needs or English language learners, you've got to build that core knowledge base. And so in schools, when we visit, we look at and ask people, you know, what does Tier 1 look like? What does core instruction look like in your building? What are your kids learning about, and what kind of really engaging literacy materials are you using with your kids?
We need to provide meaningful, content-specific resources, as well as offer personalized professional development that helps build teachers' capacities and enhance their instructional practices.
Why now? Literacy is changing at a pace like never before. Students today are going to be writing websites. They're going to be pulling in information from multiple sources all the time and having to make sense of a much more complex world. So students now have to learn to be literate early and engage in a world that is more complex than ever before in terms of the amount of information that's available and the way that they have to engage with that information in order to make change. We are hoping to get all of our agencies on board, all of our schools on board, all of our teachers on board, all of our institutes of higher ed on board, so that all students are on the pathway to reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade. And once we do that, we know that the outcomes will be tremendous.
We know that literacy is the key to all children's learning. If a child's ability to read predicts their ability to do other subjects and their ability to succeed in and out of school, then our literacy programs need all the support they can get. Literacy for learning, living, and leading.